Alright guys, welcome back to the channel The Duke of SUV. In today's video, we'll be talking about the 2026 Lexus TS 350. Yes, another infamous brand from the Lexus. Um, just like the RS 350, GS 450, LOS, again LOS 450. Lexus too included another brand of three-row segment in their lineup. I think last year, which is this TS 350. Yes, I don't know why they are doing this lately. Even the Highlander, sorry, even the Toyota, but I will come to the side of Toyota very soon. But I don't know why they are doing this. Um, if you see now, the RS 350 is like the Mercedes GLA 350, which I mainly used for cruising, impressing, and yeah, flexing. Then the GLS, which I reviewed in the last video, was mainly designed for family SUV, three-row family SUV. Yes, if you look at it, and so does it come with the Lexus LOS. In fact, the Lexus LOS is in same grade with the GLS, BMW X7, Honda Pilot, Cadillac Escalade. You get it. Yes, Cadillac Escalade is the same class with it. Then the GS, which is another style of main off-roader. This is like the GS is mainly built for off-roader. If you doubt me that no, it's not only for off-roader that the ROS can, to leave that in their telling you. If you like, if you want, you can try it. Where where that GS go to with it, like it's not everywhere that GS, it's not every, how will I put it, not every terrain. What I mean by terrain is not every harsh road that the GS went through is where the ROS or any other SUV in that SUV in that Lexus segment will go. You understand? So that GS is an off-roader and also can be used as cruising, impressing and other stuff, as well as LOS. But this TS now, it was introduced last year, and as when it was introduced, the vehicle fine, it does look very fine. Even with this 2026 now that I'm talking about, it does look very beautiful in terms of interior design, exterior design, and everything. But in terms of reliability, I'm giving it 50% reliability. I know my reason. It does have the same engine with the Toyota. Yes, it does have, not it's not reliable. It is reliable, but maybe let me say, I don't know how you drive it, but if you like, I don't, how I do check my own reliability of a car is one, testing. What I mean by testing, mainly for state to state, like yes, state to state traveling, not inside town, like running inside town. No, it's by state to state on a steady base. So what I mean by the reliability is 50%. It's not like, see, this TS won't be as reliable as the ROS. This TS won't be as reliable as the ROS or NLOS. Now, why do I say this? The TS is a three-row family SUV. The Lexus LS is a three-row family SUV. But as I said in the beginning, the LOS is the same category of GLS, BMW X7, Cadillac Escalade and Honda Pilot. So for Lexus to counter this, so they feel like the LOS is kind of much costly for some people. Then they introduced this TS, which is kind of affordable family SUV, just like the Highlander. The TS is now the same grade as the Highlander in terms of Toyota segments. So with this thing now, some people now can afford the three-row family SUV, you understand that. But if you want the main pinnacle of three-row family SUV from Lexus, you must be going for that LOS. You can prove me wrong. If you want the main pinnacle, the main luxury itself, you can be going for that LOS. That's why if you see so many people, they will complain about the interior of this TS that is looks more outdated, this and that. If Lexus should make it to be more um dated or more luxury and wellness pack, that means it will be reaching as the price as the LOS. So there's no need for that. Even though with how the interior of this vehicle still looks safe is still okay to me. But what I'm trying to let you know is that reliability will be reduced to the one of 50% rating. You understand? It can't be reliable as the off-roader, ROS, or the LOS. Take it from me. And the one telling you, you understand? Mainly, and I have to tell you this thing, that a vehicle is having an unreliable issue is not is mainly is in internal engine, but other factors from outside the engine do also uh, uh like contribute to it. Cooling system, charging system, transmission, you understand, transmission, oil cooling as well, or oil pump, which mean this one they don't have power steering again, or they don't have hydraulic power steering, it's now electric, which is also a big issue in terms of a flooded area, which some of our buyers are facing, mainly here in Africa. So what am I trying to say? I'm not saying that it's not reliable. It is. But the type of reliability you get from ROS, GS, and LOS is not here in this TS. It's just to affordable three-row family SUV. You get it. So moving on with our review. Coming to the exterior of this vehicle, first of all, um, if you see the exterior of this vehicle, you see, yes, it does look very okay in terms of design. Like, even coming to the front grille, they do have what they call a spindle structure front grille. If you see now, we only have a just few gaps for the air, for the radiator to be feeding the air engine through. Coming to the headlights, it's not like the RS3. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not like the RS 350 that do have a multi-beam 3 LED headlights, but this one do have a projector high and low LED headlights with your mark turn signal and daytime running light. And one thing again is what I want to say. Not that you can't get a higher model or technology package, but the starting price for this vehicle is 54,000. And by the time you'll be adding all this technology package, you'll be reaching around 60 or 70 something thousand dollars. And mind you, they do have up to 8 or 9 trims: 350 standard, 350 luxury, and just that. And this one we are using today is the 350 luxury. So $54,000 for starting price. Convert it to your own currency. Then by the time all some interior tech amenities, which I also include, will be added up, it will be reaching around six something or seven something thousand dollars. Whereas the Lexus main three-row SUV, Lexus LOS 450, or how do they put it? But the LOS segment will be costing around that same price of it's something of starting price, then 100,000 when everything is being included, just like the same price as the Mercedes and BMW. You see what I'm trying to tell you? So, and this one now, if you check the engine of it does have a three main engine. But it does have a three type of engine. It does have a 2.4-liter turbocharged engine with the 8-speed transmission and front wheel drive. You can option for all-wheel drive. This is it. You still have a more powerful 3.5-liter turbocharged with this engine with 8-speed transmission, and you still have your hybrid engine with the same 2.4-liter and your full-time plug-in hybrid. You get it. So what am I trying to say? This is Lexus trying to create a more affordable three-row SUV for some people who can afford the LOS. Do you get it? So you don't expect much from this, but I believe that Lexus, with their experience and influence, they were able to try to make this as much reliable as that, the one of 50% rating by me. And if you look at, that's why I do see that it surpasses Acura in terms of selling. Yes, it can surpass the Acura MDS. Why? It's only because of the size. It's only because of the interior size, I mean. And even in terms of design, yes, in terms of design, it can compare to Acura, but to me, in terms of design, I do prefer Acura more than it. Even with the interior tech amenities itself, they are almost the same thing, but in terms of design, they are almost the same. The only thing that most of them do surpass the Acura is because it's in terms of the interior size. Then coming to the interior of this vehicle now, just like you see their interior, I do love their cluster gauge, which is also separated from the infotainment screen display. Their cluster gauge is normal 12.3 full infotainment, full digital screen, which can also be configurable. And same goes to the 14-inch infotainment screen display. And this type of display is a type of display that you still see in a Lexus RS 350. You understand? When it comes to the interior, it almost looks similar to the RS 350. Just similar. Then moving forward to all the technologies which they added, some few technologies they added to it. They included your leather heated steering wheel, which is also powerful, dim and telescoping. Your buttons on the steering wheel, which are capacitive, and you do have your head-up display. Yes, you do have your head-up display. You do have your head-up display. Then and also normal Lexus will give you this head-up display is kind of some technology feature of its own, which Lexus do also offer. And coming to the center console, the reason that this thing is full-time family SUV is the storage. Seeing the storage, it is very deep enough, and not just that, even coming forward to those center structure, which is and also the underneath of it, there's also much storage there. And you do have your wireless phone charging with your cup holders, USB, and what else sef, just so many other devices, even for your hill descent control, just drive controls. And here we do have our gear shifter, which is just like a little toggle. You understand? Just doesn't nothing much to explain here. Drive, reverse, and neutral. Just but when you go into reverse in this one, you won't be having a 350-degree, 360-degree review camera unless you option for that. It will be added. That's why I say by the time everything will be added up, your money also will be summing up at so amount. Okay. Now let's see the rear view mirror. The rear view mirror is also a good thing to have. They do have your normal mirror reflector and camera, depending the one you feel like choosing, and also your panoramic sunroof. This one do also come with normal standard 14 speaker, but you can go as much as making it 21 speaker. We do have our three-zone climate control, and I do love how like the climate control of it are being embedded inside the screen of this Lexus. Yes, for being a physical button, which if you been controlled, it will be showing on that screen infotainment screen. I do love how they do it. Please, if it's possible, some companies should adopt it like that. They should leave a physical button or knob for the eSIM other than putting it inside the screen, like making it touch screen. Most of us do prefer it like this, and that's just the thing. Even seeing the seat, some people do comment about the leather quality of this seat. This is just a budget three-row SUV for Lexus. Lexus feel like, okay, since you guys can afford the LS, let's give you this one. So there's no need for you to complain. If you feel like you don't want to complain, you should go for the LS. If you ask me, or maybe I believe they will still be offering a higher quality materials in this model as well. But before that money will be like, before everything will be added up, it still be the same thing as the LOS. So for my own, for the sake of reliability and everything, just go for that LOS once if you have the money. I haven't done a review about it, but I still do it. You get it. So that's just it for the front row. But coming to the second row, it does follow other segments or other brands in giving us the captain chain, which is a favorite thing for 80% of us. Not that the bench sitting are no longer existing. You can option for that, but seeing this captain chain, you can see that you do have your own climate control in the middle, which you can also feel like a boss of your own. Your center cup holders at the middle, which can be popped off to fit a bench, another something like little seat for fitting, or most especially for passage to the third row seats. I'm seeing the quality of this interior once again, though they do look kind of off, it's still okay. For a vehicle of this price, it's still okay. There's nothing too bad about it. It's just okay. You understand? So don't reason it too much. Just know you are getting it on budget three-row family SUV. Otherwise, if you are looking for the high end, you should have gone for the LOS, or maybe the Acura that surpasses it. You should have gone to that Acura as well. Um, then seeing the third row seats is not also bad. Lexus TS 350 family three-row SUV for a reason. You understand? One thing I do love about this third row seat is that it has the ability to recline and align, as you can see here. Yes, even the second row seats, which are captain shaded, all do have the ability to decline and align. You understand? And they do have their own vents, cup holders, and sorry, and they do have the ability to all just realign and align themselves, um, depending to the size of anybody that just anyhow it goes, then they can follow it up with the ability to adjust itself. Coming to the trunk capacity, with the third row seat you do have a 20 cubic feet, which is also a big thing other than the Acura. Yes, I do admit it. Even some, not only Acura, some three-row segments, e do surpass it in terms of that 20 feet. Some are 17 or 18, you understand, but it does give you a whopping amount of 20. With the second row sit down, you'll be having a 57, and with the third row sit down, you'll be having a 57, and with the second row sit down, you're having a maximum feet of 97 feet of cubic feet. So the Lexus TS is not just a good vehicle for three-row family SUV, but just a budget, a very good budget three-row SUV. So it's quite recommendable, but just what I'm trying to let you know is that the type of reliability you see is not the type of see, and this engine is the same type of engine that is in Highlander. And if you watch closely, some see is like, I believe that some people like, yes, Toyota have the how will I put it? Toyota have the um they have the reputation of being reliable, but at the same time, the 2025 Highlander and the same engine the same is not that kind of reliable as before. You can't compare to the Lexus RS 350 or LOS and GS. I know what I'm saying. They have been put to test. I've tell you, all these things have been taken to like, they have been reading from one state to the other. We don't test our own inside the city. Don't you know? We take them to the extreme condition. If you want to purchase a vehicle, go and ask anybody that almost goes on a business trip from state to state. You don't go to a random person that wake up by 9, reach his workplace, and then come back by 6. Then you say, it's reliable, it's reliable. Yes, it's reliable. The vehicle ain't doing anything. So what do you expect from me? Even bad as in bad, some vehicles sef with that it's not reliable. But that is a story for another day. So guys, can we even sit at the trunk of this vehicle now? They are full-time power adjusting. It doesn't need to stress you much. Just with the buttons there, everything could fall further. Even you sitting in the driver's side, you can control all those things. So Lexus TS350 is not a bad SUV to be, just a very good SUV. But I think, well, it just depends on you. This is just my review on it. So guys, that's all for today's video, and see you guys in the next video. Thanks you for watching.